channel, baby.
Yeah.
What it do, Half and J family. Welcome back to the channel, baby.
Yes.
It's your boy Half.
And your girl Jay.
And we back
with
another reaction video. All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel.
Welcome back, welcome back.
Happy New Year's.
Yes.
New Year. I don't know why people say New Year's with an S, like it's multiple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Happy New Year. You know what I'm saying?
Any New Year's resolutions?
Right. If y'all got any New Year's resolutions, comment down below. Let us see them. You know what I'm saying? We'd love to see what you guys have in mind, have planned, your goals and things like that. So we about to get into some other reactions. Miss J, let them know, what do we react to today?
Okay, so shout out to Fox News.
Shout out to Fox.
The video is titled Act of Terrorism. FBI investigating New Orleans attack.
Now, I know everybody has seen this. Maybe some of you guys have not seen it. Just to get you guys up to speed, there was, I guess they're saying, allegedly an act of terrorism out in New Orleans. I guess some guy decided that he wanted to drive his truck through a crowd of people. I think it was on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, one of the two. And I believe 4 or 5 people unfortunately lost their lives to that. And I think what I've seen on there, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the guy has something that has something to do with ISIS or something like that inside his truck or something like that. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But let's see. Hopefully they'll talk about it on here. And it's crazy because I was watching the Notre Dame and Georgia game yesterday. And it was actually held out in New Orleans. And when I tell you that they had major security and police presence out there, they said that was one of the safest, if not the safest place in New Orleans at that time.
Wow. Yeah,
so they was definitely on high alert, man. But let's get into it, man. But before we do, everybody else out there who has not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn your notifications on.
Yes.
Like and share this video.
Yes.
And then comment down below, baby.
Come on.
Man, come and join the squad.
Yes. Half and J.
You dig?
Come on, y'all.
Plus, we ever kicking off. What?
Good vibes, baby. Good vibes. Boom.
You said the baby.
Oh, yeah. You know? Yeah.
The baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Moments ago, the FBI releasing this statement this morning. An individual drove a car into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing a number of people and injuring dozens of others. The subject then engaged with local law enforcement and is now deceased. The FBI is the lead investigative agency, and we are working with our partners to investigate this as an act of terrorism. Let's bring in Ted Williams, Fox News contributor, former D.C. homicide detective and defense attorney. Ted, so initially the mayor of New Orleans comes out and says that this is a terrorist attack. Then the FBI in the same press conference says that it is not, and it is our understanding, obviously, with this statement, just clarifying, they're still investigating whether or not it is, and that's just the facts at this point. We don't know, but at the end of the day, Ted, I wanted to get your sense here of just the unpredictability of a vehicle ramming attack like this. Using a vehicle, this is a incredibly difficult type of attack to try to stop.
You know, let me offer my deepest condolences, if I can, Brian, to all who have lost their lives there. But as I was thinking about this as I was coming on, this is clearly an act of terrorism. We saw this just most recently in Germany, where someone used a vehicle to go into a crowd and kill many people. And as the chief of police or the superintendent of police there in New Orleans has said, it is no doubt in my mind that this was an intentional act. This person intentionally decided to go into that crowd and to try to kill as many people as possible. This is what I define as a soft target. And this is something that we have been hoping that in America we could be vigilant on, because we have not had this kind of attack recently in America. So it is certainly something that I'm sure with the Sugar Bowl there in New Orleans tonight, that they're definitely concerned about, and I'm sure it's going to be all hands on deck there in New Orleans tonight.
They actually postponed that one for that night, and they just had the game last night. You know what I mean? So, and it's sad that, you know, it's like, I hate when things happen on holidays type of thing. Because the family is never going to be the same no more on that holiday.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody else is celebrating and having fun and enjoying their holiday. They got to reminisce, or not reminisce, but what's the word I'm looking for? Replay what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll never be the same again.
Right.
You know, and it's sad, man. That's really sad.
And we would like to send our condolences to all those who were affected
Right.
by this.
Right.
I didn't know this even took place.
Yeah.
So 10 people were killed.
It said 10?
Yeah, 10
Okay,
people.
yeah.
And 35 injured.
Yeah. God. And it's crazy because they showed the video. The guy was casually coming down the street, and then literally like made a right turn and started just nailing it. Like, started just knocking people down. Like, it's just crazy.
About, and I'm sure it's going to be all hands on deck there in New Orleans tonight.
Yeah, that is a great point, Ted. Molly here. These vehicle attacks, as you mentioned, they've become more common, more prevalent all around the globe. In 2016, there was the massive attack in Nice that killed so many people and became one of the most high-profile attacks of this kind. And shortly after that, there were major facelifts that were done down in this Bourbon Street area to create bollards. And as that press conference was coming to a close this morning, one of the reporters shouted out a question about those bollards. You know, for me, when you think of Bourbon Street, it's a promenade, there are people walking on it, we know it needs to be protected, and somehow a vehicle made it onto that stretch of ground. What do you make of this?
You know, Molly, the one problem we have in America here in law enforcement is that it's unfortunately at times we let our guard down, and this perhaps may be one of those times where we let our guard down here in this country. It is no doubt about it. I'm from Louisiana. I'm very much aware of Bourbon Street, and I'm aware of the various kind of barricades that they were attempting to use there in New Orleans. But this person decided and found a way to get around those barriers, and it could very well be, an investigation will certainly bear it out one way or another, that there was some relaxed situation going on. But I got to tell you, right now what they're doing is Bourbon Street itself is a crime scene. And now that we've learned that the killer is down, they are trying to learn as much as they can about him and his leanings, whether they are international leanings or whether they are local leanings. But there's something, unfortunately, that set this guy off. And I would, again, say it is definitely an act of terrorism on the good people of Louisiana there.
Ted, this happened at 3:15 in the morning, local time, 4:15 Eastern, about that time. This is right after the ball drop. You've got people there celebrating. This is a complex, very large crime scene. I'm wondering, in those immediate moments, when you arrive at a scene like this, you've got people that are in bars and in clubs who may be intoxicated to some degree, all throughout Bourbon Street. How do you respond to something like that? And how important is it? Because we're hearing from the ground that people were stuck. They weren't allowed to leave their establishment. So how do you clear out an area like Bourbon Street on New Year's Eve?
You know, it's a very insurmountable task for law enforcement to handle under the circumstances, because you're right, Brian, there are individuals down there that are celebrating, they're drinking, are intoxicated. There are other individuals who saw certain things happen. And what you are counting on is the public. For individuals who may have seen something, to go to any law enforcement officers they could and report that kind of information. It is not an easy scene under the circumstances, because you have really here several different crime scenes. You have the crime scene there on Bourbon Street, You have now wherever the individual who was found dead, that part is a crime scene. Now you go further, the individual's residence is a crime scene. So this is where you have an all hands on deck, all law enforcement officers, I'm sure in New Orleans there, are on alert. But I got to tell you, just as this happened in New Orleans, I would hope that around our country right now, law enforcement are on alert, because this is certainly something very sensitive. And law enforcement, and hopefully at the next press conference, they'll give us more information as to what took place here.
Yeah, Ted, that's a great point. The next press.
Can you imagine how many people has PTSD after that?
Right.
Seeing that happen, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be so many people that are gonna need counseling and, you know, all kind of things like that, man. Like that's just crazy.
They'll give us more information as to what took place here.
Yeah, Ted, that's a great point. The next press conference is expected to be at 11 a.m. this morning. I want to just delve a little bit more into the idea of this suspect. Very often we've seen the vehicle attacks. It is a lone wolf type of person. Is there any indication here, any thoughts you might have as to whether or not this is someone who acted alone, or is there a very strong possibility there could be something broader at stake?
You know, Molly, at this stage, it's very difficult for me even to speculate. This will be driven by the investigation and what they're able to come up with. I would have to believe that at this stage in the investigation, even though it's early on and this happened around 3:15 a.m. this morning, they know a great deal about the killer or the person who is now dead. And they are following up on that kind of information. And that's going to be very important to come up with what was the motive behind this and what was the circumstances, or were there others involved, or was this a lone wolf, or was he acting in concert with others? All of those things are on the table, and I'm sure they've got federal, state, and local investigators all working together to try to come up with some answers in regards to this sad situation.
Ted, when we do these mass shootings, we know that there is a protocol by law enforcement. Go in and take out that shooter as quickly as possible. Now that we're seeing things like these vehicle ramming attacks like this isn't the first time that an attacker in a vehicle runs people over, then comes out and starts shooting. Here in New York, Halloween 2017, a story I covered here, when he rammed and killed 8 people on the West End here on the bike path, he came out and with a paintball and pellet gun and started waving it. Now, in this situation, New Orleans, we know that there were 2 officers who were shot. What is the protocol? Is there a protocol for law enforcement at a vehicle a ramming incident like this about how you approach this person? Do you start shooting right away?
Well, I can tell you there are protocols all over this country for these kinds of incidents. If you remember in Waukesha, Wisconsin, we had a parade going on there where somebody used a vehicle there. There are protocols in place, but even the best laid plans can be gotten around. And these individuals who do these kinds of acts, many of them takes a lot of time to plan and to see how they can circumvent law enforcement and get around some of the protocols that are in place. In this one, from what I understand, the vehicle went around the barrier. And this person, again, after he mowed these people down, he got out and he was able to shoot 2 law enforcement officers.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Ted Williams, thank you.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Pure evil. Pure evil.
And then I heard that he was an American at that. But like I said, it had something to do with ICE. And then I don't know if you heard about the incident that happened in Las Vegas with the Cybertruck.
No.
So a guy was driving a Cybertruck and he pulled into the valet parking. I want to say it was Trump's Hotel, in the valet right there. And the truck just blew up. You know what I mean? So they're trying to they're wondering if that was also linked with this one here.
Right.
Like maybe they knew each other or whatever the case may be. But then they said that he was burnt beyond recognition, of course, but that he had a self-inflicted gunshot wound to his head. So as soon as he pulled up, I guess he must have shot it himself. And then seconds later, the truck blows up. And there's a man standing literally probably 10, 15 feet behind the truck, waiting for an Uber or something like that because he got a suitcase right there or whatever. You know, and it's just sad that, you know, people does those type of things, man. It don't make no sense. You know, it just don't make no sense. You know, so
Pure evil.
yeah, that's exactly what that is, man. So again, our condolences to the family members, you know, who lost their family members. You know, we send our condolences, our deepest sympathies are to you guys for sure. And you know, just gotta be aware of what's going on around you. You know, and you're not really thinking about things like that that's happening, that will happen. You're having fun. It's New Year's. You know, you're not thinking about nothing like that. And here comes some idiot doing what he doing and just change the lives of everybody. You know, so I don't know, man. But if you guys have heard any more about this story, please let us know. I would like to go a little further into this one. If there's a link that you guys have that can give us some more information about what's going on, please feel free to leave that in the comment section. We thank you guys for tuning in for us.
Yes, I didn't even know any of this took place.
Yeah, it's crazy, especially that one out in Vegas.
Well,
And then you got so many cameras out there, and they seen him driving down, I think I want to say it was Sahara Boulevard or something like that, turn off of Las Vegas Boulevard, and they followed the whole truck, the whole entire time. You know?
wow.
It's crazy, man.
Sending prayers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. But let's jump to some shout outs, man.
Wow. Okay, so first shout out goes to Brenda Guthrie. What's up, Brenda Guthrie?
What's going on, Brenda? Had up
Me too.
Man.
Same here.
Shout out to you, Brenda. Hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction. Let us know what you're thinking about this senseless act of terrorism right here. Maybe you guys might have some people in New Orleans, man, and hopefully, you know, they wasn't involved in nothing like that. So, yeah.
Second shout out goes to Tim Murphy. What's up, Tim Murphy?
Tim Murphy, what's going on, man? Shout out to you. Also, hope you definitely enjoyed that reaction, man. Let us know what you thought about that one. Again, man, we love you guys.
Yes, we do.
We definitely appreciate you guys. Damn, why can't I talk right now?
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. I'm having the same issue.
We definitely appreciate you guys, man,
Yes, we
tuning
do.
in. Slow down, Half. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys keep God first.
Most importantly.
And we're going to catch you guys in the next reaction video.
Yes. Peace.